Alright guys, welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you a game where I sacrificed 2 pieces straight out of the opening, and it led to a massive king horns and a very rare checkmate in chess. And without further ado, let's dive into it. I started the game with e4 and my opponent goes for the Sicilian, and I really don't like facing the main lines of the Sicilian. So I went for the Smith-Morra gambit. My opponent captures and I then offer them another pawn and they capture. I recapture this way, and in this position, some people just play this move. You can see a move like this, and there are different kind of stuff black can play here, but black plays this move, which is quite strange. I've never seen this move before. I don't think I have seen this move before, but I just proceeded to develop my piece, and in this position, my opponent proceeded to fianchetto their bishop. I proceeded to develop my bishop to c4 with intentions of castling next, and in this position, my opponent shocked me by playing another move I've never seen in the Smith-Morra gambit. My opponent decided to go h7, and I know within myself this move cannot be good. This move cannot be good. And I started calculating this move. And after calculating for a moment, I realized that I can actually lure my opponent's king out and probably to this square. And I realized that if the king gets into this square, there's no way the king is escaping. So what do I do here? I was trying to find the checkmate. I knew the king would get into this square, and I was trying to get a checkmate. And I was thinking, but I knew within me that a king moving into this square will have a difficult time going back to safety. So I decided to sacrifice my bishop, and there is a good idea behind sacrificing this bishop. The idea is that if my opponent captures here, I'm going to hop in here with another check. And if my opponent tries to tuck in their king, try to go back to safety, well, then comes this check, and they can only block the check this way, and this is just a beautiful checkmate. So my opponent is actually forced to step into one of these square, and if they step into this square, I'm coming in here with a check. So my opponent decided to move the king to e6, threatening to capture my knight on the next move, and maybe they are expecting maybe I will defend my knight or something, but no. That was never the plan when I decided to sacrifice my bishop. As I come in here with a check, black is left with two options. If they decide not to capture here, they can decide to move here or move here. If they decide to move here, well, that's just the kiss of death, checkmate. If they try to move their king into this square, trying to escape with their king, well, it leads to another satisfying checkmate, starting with knight to b5 check. And the king is left with two options, either move here or move here. If they decide to capture this knight now, well, this is a beautiful checkmate. If they decide to play king to c5, hitting our knight, we simply bring our queen backward, and we are defending our knight while also threatening to just go here, and that will be checkmate on the next move. So how can they defend against the checkmate here? One way is to try to play a move like this. What do we do here? We simply play another quiet move by bringing our bishop here, and now we are threatening to deliver checkmate here with a pawn. If they play any random move, and if they try to defend the b4 square with their knight, well, we deliver the checkmate now with our rook. After this check, my opponent gladly accept this sacrifice. Then I come in here with a check. Apparently, the best move here is to give this check, force the king into one of these square. If the king goes into this square, well, then comes this check, and the king is forced into this square, and this would be checkmate. But in the game, I proceeded with this check. My opponent plays this move. Then I come in with this check, and I have similar ideas in mind, saying if my opponent goes back here, I'm going to show you what would happen if my opponent goes into any of this square. I was going to land this check, and now my opponent cannot come here, and the king is forced into this square. Then I'm going to come in here with a check, and the king is forced into this square, and this will be checkmate. However, in the game, my opponent decided to play this move. And in this position, I simply push my pawn forward, and that's a discovered check on the king. And notice something, this knight is taking away this square and this square, so the king can't move into any of those squares. And this bishop is doing a massive job defending all of these squares. And my opponent is left with only one option here, which is simply to move the king to d3. And in this position, there are two ways to deliver checkmate in one. You can pause the video to see if you can find it. So the first way to deliver checkmate here is this, or you simply castle your king, and that will just be a beautiful checkmate. However, in the game, I didn't find that. And after I gave this check, my opponent simply resigned because checkmate was just coming on the next move, and I was really happy about this game. If you have made it this far into the video, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button for more videos like this. And with that, I'm out.